Okay, Cassie trials testimony. Yahoo News. Diddy jury sees 2009 text where Cassie tells him she's always ready to do the freak off. Okay, let's see what some people on TikTok has to say about her saying this. Let's see who this is. The Dirty Gavel. Shout out to the Dirty Gavel. Lord, I hope I don't get a copyright strike. Let's see what he got to say.
Amazing testimony today from Cassie on cross-examination, admitting to a bunch of stuff. Really, the defense is doing a nice job.
Right, admitting to a lot of stuff. I talk through these so I don't get a copyright strike. So she's admitting to, I love the freak offs. I want to do it. Now she's saying, oh, I really didn't want to do it. Well, so which one is it?
With the soft hand. Oh, you're a beautiful girl. You know, building her up, and then showing her text where it undermines what her original statements were. She at one.
Right. I love that they have to use the kitty gloves. One, she's a woman. Two, she says she's a victim. Three, she's pregnant. So they have to use the kitty gloves, and having a woman to question her was excellent. Okay.
Point, she says she was always ready to freak.
And let me just apologize for my whole allergy issue. I listened back my video and I'm like, girl, stop pulling up your nose and all this. But y'all know you've been with me. I struggle with allergies. I'm still praying and believing God. I'm allergic to dust. So that means every day for me is an issue because you can't live without dust. Okay.
Freak off. So the big news here is that she kept saying, oh, she didn't want to freak off. She didn't like freak offs. But then she's texting 2 years into the relationship. She loves the freak off. She's texting.
And I'm confused about this because she said they didn't start sleeping together. Well, he kissed her at 21, but they've been together since 19. So for 2 years, they didn't do anything. I'm a little confused about that.
Also admits that she saw Diddy having sex with other women. She was okay with that she was a swinger. That was a swinger lifestyle.
Right. She's a swinger. That's what she said. They're swingers. This is what swingers do. The problem is you really didn't want to be a swinger. You wanted him all by yourself.
Really a lot of stuff that intervenes and says, contradicts everything that's said. There's my nephew, not that bright, but he agrees as well. Do you agree as well?
Yeah.
There you go. So we got both the Cohens here, and we both agree that her testimony today is
okay. So, what did you think about the dirty gavel said? I like to hear what other people are saying. Let's see what this sister got to say.
At this point, they just need to take Cassie off the stand. She said that she loved how they would make love after one of the eek offs.
Mm-hmm.
Take this woman off the stand.
Wow.
She's gonna blow it. But she was a victim though, huh? No, she was a participant. The only thing she was a victim of was domestic violence. That's it.
Yes.
DV. That's it. Take her off the stand. Man, listen here.
What do you think about what she said, that Cassie was a participant and not a victim? For me, if somebody said they're a victim, I believe you. You're a victim, okay? Listen. So let's get to this article. Let's read this article about some of the freak offs and the text messages. I thought the lawyer did a great job. Okay. Sean Diddy Cole's trial day 9. Ventura spars the defense lawyers during final day of testimony. Okay. She's bringing up the text messages. Did you say this? Did you say this? Cassie Ventura concluded 4 days of often painful and intimate testimony on Friday as she sparred with attorneys for her former boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs, over the consistency of her testimony and the harm she allegedly endured at the hands of the rap mogul. Ventura's testimony, coming right at the start of the much-anticipated Combs criminal trial, appeared to lay a foundation for the prosecution racketeering and sex trafficking case against Combs. They allege Combs subjected Ventura to regular violence and blackmail threats to keep her in line so she would fulfill his sexual desires by arranging days-long sex parties called freak-offs and wild king nights. Combs has pleaded not guilty to charge of sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy, and his lawyers, through 2 days of cross-examination, attempted to reframe Ventura as a willing sex partner who enjoyed a swingers lifestyle and contributed to an admitted toxic relationship. His lawyers have acknowledged that Combs was violent with Ventura, but argued his actions do not amount to sex trafficking or racketeering, as federal prosecutors have alleged. They also highlighted episodes when Ventura was violent towards Combs in order to prove their point that the ugliness that marked the relationship went both ways. Yeah, I don't see the sex trafficking thing. I don't see it, and I don't see the racketeering. I do agree this is domestic violence, but he's not on trial for domestic violence, right? He's not on trial for domestic violence. He's on trial for racketeering and trafficking. I think unless there's some other victims they have coming up, because she is their star victim, for me, I don't see it. Okay, make sure you watch that video I did where Cassie says she cried when he first kissed her. Okay, let's read on. Ventura largely maintained her composure across 2 days of defense questioning, even as attorneys confronted her with text messages and emails replete that with graphic sexual details, and some jurors appeared to lose focus during the, at times, Mandarin and disjointed cross-examination. When his attorney, Anna Estavo, concluded the cross-examination, Combs embraced Estavo in court and appeared to thank her for the intense questioning. When questioned by prosecutors on final timeline, Ventura, broke down in response to questioning about how she suffered following the allegedly regular beatings from Combs, telling jurors that she felt worthless, just like dirt, that I didn't matter to him. I was nothing. Ventura told the jurors she would return the $20 million civil settlement she received from Combs in 2023 if it meant she never had to participate in the free call. But you got paid $30,000 to $50,000 a week, allegedly. Okay, I calculated it. If you were paid $30,000 a week for 1 year, you made $1.56. You made $1,560,000 a year. That's if you were paid $30,000. If you were paid $50,000 times 52 weeks, you were paid $2.6 million. Okay. She said she felt like nothing. Well, why did you stay? Ladies, remember, dating is for data. We're looking at this from dating perspective. He's making you feel like nothing. Why are you staying with him? You think you mean nothing to him. Why are you staying with him? Okay, ladies, dating for data. Cassie says, I'd give back the money if I never had to do free calls. I would have agency and autonomy. She said through tears, I wouldn't have had to work so hard to get it back. Defense attorney focused on two central moments described by Ventura during her direct examination: a 2016 at a LA hotel and an alleged rape near the end of the relationship. During cross-examination, Combs' lawyers attempted to use these episodes to cast doubt on Ventura's credibility. Asked about the 2016 hotel assault, Ventura said she believed Combs was intoxicated during the encounter. On Thursday, during Ventura's third day of testimony, the defense attorney tried to suggest the drugs he was taking at the time contributed to his violence. When you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me you have the power and not me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child, Ventura wrote in a text message after the incident that was entered into evidence. And why didn't you run home to your mama or your daddy? If he's knocking you around like a rag doll, I'm talking to ladies that are dating for marriage. Hello. Defense attorney Anna also probed Ventura about her recollection of how her relationship with Combs ended. The once up-and-coming singer testified earlier in the week that Combs raped her after a dinner she said they planned at their relation as their relation was coming to an end. Why are you meeting with the abuser to have dinner with the abuser? No, we don't have nothing to talk about. Absolutely nothing to talk about. Okay? We don't need to meet. It's nothing to talk about. Taking my allergy medicine, girls. We have nothing to talk about. Woo. Okay, let's read on. You don't say anything to the effect of, the last time we saw each other, you grate me, Estava said to Ventura, messing with Combs at the time. Earlier, the defense showed Ventura a transcript of her interviews with law enforcement agents, pointing out that she told them the night of the alleged rape, Combs was acting nice but strangely. The defense also pointed out how Ventura wondered whether the alleged attack occurred because of Combs' bipolar disorder. Oh, he's bipolar. I keep telling y'all about not dating these men that have problems, health problems. I don't care. Bye. Bye. At first time such diagnosis was mentioned at trial, Combs has previously said he is not bipolar but has mood swings. During cross-examination, the defense introduced scores of text messages that contain a mix of affection, sexually charged banter, domestic negotiation, bickering, and jealousy. Jealousy first emerged as a central tenet during the defense opening statements, when Combs' lawyers told the jury the case against their client is about love, jealousy, and infidelity. Ventura recounted how Combs would grow jealous if he suspected she was seeing another man, and on multiple occasions took her phone from her to learn about the suspected infidelity. Mr. Combs was insanely jealous. Defense attorney Anna Esteva asked, he was upset with you when he suspected you were cheating. Ventura responded, when I was with anyone else, I don't know if I would call it cheating. Estava said, you understood he thought it cheating. Ventura responded, that's technically, we weren't married. Ooh, we weren't married. There you have it. Unless you're married, it's not cheating. Jurors heard a dramatic audio recording of March 2014 conversation in Lycina Ventura and a man called Sergeant, who had told her he had seen her in an explicit video taken during a freak-off. Multiple jurors appeared attentive and took notes during the testimony as they heard a markedly more aggressive version of Ventura than had appeared on the stand, who herself seemed amused by the reaction captured on tape. Lord, she was laughing. Tell me what exactly you saw. Ventura is her telling Sugget, you told me somebody else was in there effing me. Ooh, child. A moment later, her voice is heard rising. You have it. Why didn't you show me? Ventura asks. Because I'm not disrespectful. Sugget is heard answering meekly. You've had it the whole time? Ventura said, it's my effing life, and I'll kill you. I'll K-I-L-L-U. K-I-L-L-U if you don't show me. Pull it up if you have it. Pull that up, or I'm going to K-I-L-L-U. Ventura acknowledged the aggressiveness in her voice, having testified on direct examination about a constant fear that Combs might release the X tapes from free calls and would destroy her career and her reputation. Ventura testified that Combs had shown her the videos and used them as blackmail, threatening to release them if she disobeyed him. I was just sick about it and was feeling pressure from Sean, Ventura told jurors, adding that Combs directed her to speak with Sugget. At the conclusion of her testimony, Ventura, through a statement read by her attorney, Douglas Williams, the court thanked her supporters for their kindness and vowed to never forget that she said what Combs did to her. I hope that my testimony has given strength and voice to other survivors. How about don't be like me. Don't get with these men, and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from the abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I remember, and the more I can remember, the more I will never forget, she said in a statement. Federal prosecutors called 2 additional witnesses on Friday after the conclusion of Ventura's testimony. Special Agent Yassine Binder of Homeland Security investigators loud told jurors about a search of Combs' hotel room in the time of his arrest in 2024, when his lawyers say he traveled to New York to surrender to authorities. Binder testified that agency's $9,000 is nothing for Bit Diddy. Oh my God. Substances that later tested positive for ketamine and MDMA, multiple bottles of baby oil, and a device used for mood lightening, which Ventura alleged were the kind of items Combs would use during free calls. Jurors were able to touch and examine some of the materials seized from Combs' room. For the fifth witness, prosecutors called Dawn Richard a singer. I think I'm gonna come back and do that separately. Okay. And here's the other article. I just want to get through these as quick as I can. Diddy's jury sees 2,000 texts where Cassie tells him she's always ready to do freak offs. Okay. A lawyer for Sean Diddy Combs is spending Thursday cross-examining the star witness. The witness, Cassie Ventura, is being asked about explosive texts she sent to Combs. Ventura had to read aloud one from the 2009 when she says, "I'm always ready to do free calls. LOL, LOL." Defense lawyers for Sean went on the attack Thursday. Again, attacked Thursday against the star witness, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, showing jurors explosive texts in which both she and the rapper referred to free calls with graphic enthusiasm. "I can't wait to watch you," Combs texted in 2009, 2 years into their 11-year on and off relationship. Nasty, nasty, nasty. He was referring to the drug-fueled, days-long strength performance at the center of his criminal sexual tape. "I want you to get real hot," Combs responded to Ventura text, misspelling the word. "Me too," Ventura texts back. "I just want to be uncontrollable, Lord." The texts were displayed on screen in the Manhattan federal courtroom where Combs is fighting racketeering and trafficking that could land him in jail for life. Ventura, who is 8 months pregnant, was repeatedly asked by a defense lawyer to recite the text out loud from the witness's stand. She did so quietly, her voice sounding almost robotic. Here it goes. I'm always ready to do freak off, LOL, the singer read out loud Combs' jury. There's a murder signing from text on her BlackBerry. "You tell me the day you choose," Combs quickly responded according to the text. "Name the day." Ventura's husband, at the time, sat in the court audience while she was on the witness stand. As she began reading through the text, he stared at his lap. Then he shifted his gaze and looked at her across the courtroom and to a large TV screen displaying the text message to public audience. And then he thought about the $30 million. Okay. Thursday is Ventura Thursday, and the witness Anna, the defense attorney handling the cross-examination, has told the judge that she expected to wrap up sometime Friday. The defense has promised the 4 women, 8-man jury that they will prove at trial that Ventura and Combs' other accusers participate in free calls voluntarily. On other occasions, Ventura told Combs she would prepare a room for planned free calls. "I'm going to Duane Reade to grab candles and then going home to pack us a bag," she said in one August 2009 text message that Combs' attorney introduced into evidence. Others show texts show Ventura confronting Combs when she felt he was not paying enough attention to her. "When we used to freak off, we were so in love," she said in one December 2009 message. "I'm nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend." See there? Hello. She wanted to be the wife. "I'm nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasy off with, and that's it," she said later in the message. "I don't get the other part anymore, at least." In a later message, Ventura expressed frustration that Combs wouldn't prioritize her when he was traveling, which she testified happened often. "I know you can take 3 minutes out of your day to talk to me, and you don't even try," Ventura said on the witness stand, reading aloud from a text she sent Combs in 2010. "You're in too much of a rush to get me off the phone." That's because he was busy doing free calls with other people, girl. Ventura had testified on direct examination that while she loved Combs, she hated free calls and only pretended to enjoy them because the encounters were often the only time she had with him. Oh, wow. I was just in love and wanted to make him happy. Ventura testified early in the week. She told jurors that she felt worthless joining in on the free calls. I felt pretty horrible about myself. I felt disgusting. I was humiliated. I didn't have the words at the time to tell him how I felt. Ventura testified, and I could talk to anyone about it. All right, let's just end it there for now, y'all. Okay, so what y'all think? I'll come back and talk about the husband maybe tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about the kids. Okay. I absolutely love you. I forgot my banner again. I absolutely love you. Thank you for those of you commenting, showing me love and support. Mr. Contract, my #1 best-selling book, is on Amazon. If you don't have it, pick it up. Diddy is in there. He's Mr. Contract. Okay. They get you, they bait you with a contract. Because you want to sing, you want to dance, you want to model, and they know that's their way of getting to you. All right. I love you so much. For those of you who are saying you have the books, my Cash App is below, my PayPal me is below. Thank you for your continued love and support. If you're new here, my name is Janice again, and shout out and welcome to all my forever cousins. I also love you. Bye.